Hi everybody, I just thought I'd come on today and do a tag. Back this up a little bit here. This was all set and perfect until I turn on the camera, and then it does something different. It zooms in closer. Okay, so I'm going to do a tag today by Lulu from Strawberry Moon Reborns, and it's called the Baby Love Tag, and I'm going to do it while I change Aaron here, because I have tried doing that video twice already, and neither one was satisfactory. Not in what I was saying. Well, the first one wasn't very good because I was in the living room and I have extremely high ceilings and it just sounded too echoey. So I went in the dining room, which still has a high ceiling but not quite as bad. But then the camera was off center and I was holding Presley and she was out of focus. So I wasn't happy with that. So I thought, never mind, I won't film myself. I won't film a baby being changed, and I'll talk while I do that. So I'm just going to change Aaron and do the tag, and I have it all written down here. I suggest you do that because there are 10 questions, and yeah, it's easier if you write them down. So this is the Baby Love Tag by Lulu. And the first question is, can you remember where you were and how you felt when you held your very first reborn? And I can tell you, yes, I can, because that would be Layla. Layla was the first reborn I ever saw, I ever held, and she was the first silicone as well. I had not even had a vinyl, except for my Ashton Drakes, which Ashton Drakes are wonderful babies. They're just not, they're more factory produced than, they're not hand painted like a regular reborns. So they are more realistic than what our normal dolls are, but then the reborns tend to be even more realistic. And other than my Ashton Drakes, I had never seen or held a silicone or an actual hand-painted reborn. So Layla was the first one, and I have to tell you guys, that was the most memorable because I had ordered her, and it took what I thought to be an interminable amount of time. It was 4 months, which when you're expecting a new baby, a new reborn, 4 days is long. But I thought 4 months would never go by. But I did finally get her. Well, I did. The 4 months passed and she was on her way. And I got a notice that she was due for delivery on this particular day. And I was so excited. I even did a video of me going through labor pains, which was breathing and stuff. And I believe Sawyer, he was like 2 at the time, and he was doing them with me. It was so cute. But we were in labor, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and we kept going to the dorm looking, and this went on all day long. And I'm in a bowling league, and I was supposed to bowl that night, and here it was late in the evening. It was time for me to leave to go bowl, and baby still had not come. So I was most distressed, to say the least. And my daughter, who had come to pick up the boys, my grandsons, she said that she would stay and wait a little while to see if the baby came after I left. And sure enough, it came like 10 minutes after I left. But I had to go bowl, and I didn't get home till after 10 o'clock that night. So let me tell you guys, that was the longest night of bowling I've ever had in my life. Because I was so excited to get home and get this baby. So I did. I came home, and I went straight in there. 10 o'clock at night, I I knew the lighting was bad, but I just couldn't wait any longer. And I came in here and did the box opening. And it was phenomenal. I'm telling you, when I first opened her up and felt that silicone and saw those little legs, it was such a flood of emotion that I was even surprised for myself. I had no idea I would feel that way. But all that anticipation, that excitement, expectation, and just the joy of seeing her for the first time and picking her up and holding her, it was just mind-blowing. And I cried. I admit it, I cried. I just was so overcome. I couldn't help it. Come here, darling. So yes, that was how I felt when I received my first one. The second question, do you normally bond instantly with a new baby, or does the bond take a while to grow? I'll tell you right now, I bond with the baby from the moment I have ordered it. Him or her. I order the baby, it's already a love connection, I tell you. So by the time the baby gets here, yes, of course, I am most definitely bonded and in love. Just to have it home finally. Kind of like when you're pregnant. You know, when you're pregnant with a baby, it's like you already love that baby, though you've not seen it or held it. You know you already are in love with it. And that's the way it is when I get my reborns. So yeah, I would say the bond is instant because it's already formed by the time I order them. Okay, have you ever had a baby that you loved to look at and really wanted to bond with but just couldn't? No, absolutely not. Because like I said, I already am in love when I order the baby, so no, I've never had a problem with bonding at all. Not at all. Sorry, I haven't been checking to see if y'all can see her. I just decided to wipe her off a little bit, and I'm going to give her a little dusting. Yeah, it's a sweet baby. Oh, sweet baby. Okay, number 4, do you like to take your babies out with you? If so, what kind of reaction have you had? And if not, do you think you ever would? Okay, I do not, as a rule, I do not take my reborns out. And, I have taken them to things like my reunion group, which is a group of, there's 7 of us that we meet once a week. It's an accountability group. And, I have taken my reborns there to meet my reunion group sisters, but to take them out shopping, in a mall or to the grocery store or something like that, I do not. And the reason I do not is because I have had 3 children. I've had 6, soon to have 7 grandchildren. And I've done all that with them. I have had to take the bottles and the diaper bags and the strollers and put them in the car seats and take them out of the car seats and haul the strollers out of the car and put the babies in, then take them back out and then put them back in the car seats. And it's just, I've done all that. And now that my youngest grandson is 3, I don't have to do that with him anymore. And it is wonderful. So it's a lot of hard work. It's exhausting to have to take a baby in a stroller somewhere. So that is why I do not do that. And they're all too heavy to carry. Like I do have a bag, and I have used that before. Like I did take a baby with me to the doll show, and I didn't want to leave it. So I would take it with me in a bag that I purchased. But they get heavy after a while. So no, I don't take them out, and I don't ever plan to. That's not to say I never will, but right now I'm done with the stroller stuff. Have you ever taken a baby on holiday with you? If so, what experiences have you had? And if not, do you think you ever would? I do not take my babies on holiday because you can't always take a baby somewhere. So you wouldn't even take a doll somewhere. And like I said, I wouldn't want to leave them in the car. And I wouldn't want to leave them in a hotel room. So just for the safety of my babies, I do not take them on vacation. And probably won't. Number 6, do you change around the babies in your collection lot, or are your babies, unless you really can't bond with them, in your collection to stay? My babies are definitely here to stay. I'm in love with these babies when I first order them, and I love them when they get here. And I have babies ranging from this micro preemie all the way up to a toddler, which is Presley, and everything in between. I've got I've got newborns, 0 to 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 18 months. So I've got everything in between the toddler and the micro preemie, and I love them all, and I can't possibly imagine ever selling any of them. I understand other people that do, but this is my collection, and I collect different babies, and so yeah, they're here to stay. I can't imagine ever being without any of them. I just love them so much. What makes you fall in love with a baby and makes you want to buy it? Honestly, guys, I have no idea. I've seen gorgeous, beautiful babies out there and think they're gorgeous and beautiful, but you know, I had no desire to get them. Then I'll come across another baby and it's like a zing happens, and I fall in love, and it's, like I said, I have full-bodied silicones, I have partial silicones, I have vinyl babies, I've got micro preemies all the way up to toddler, and I love them all. And why I fall in love with you, I absolutely couldn't tell you. I just do. Can't help who you fall in love with, can you? Of all the babies you have now, have had, or have coming, who is your absolute favorite of all time? Well, you guys are going to think I'm nuts. But to tell you which one of my reborns is my favorite is like you asking me to tell you which one of my children or my grandchildren are my favorites. I can't do it. I love them all. I love them equally. I can't imagine being without any of them. And if I had to pick just one, let me pick her up for a second, I really would be up the creek, because I would not know. I wouldn't be able to choose just one. I don't know how I would do that. So, yeah. I don't have a favorite. It sounds crazy, but I really don't. I love them all. Let's see, get this down here a little bit. There we go. I can see her a little bit better against that background. Okay, and what has been the most lovely box opening you've ever had? Well, in all honesty, guys, every box opening I've had has been lovely. I can't say which is the most, because every baby that I've ever gotten, every box opening I've ever done, was a baby that I wanted, that I had to have for my collection, that I was already in love with. And even though I get some really nice things in some of the box openings, it's not about that, is it? It's about the baby. And it's the baby that I'm there for, and the baby that I'm anxious to see. So every box opening has been lovely and special to me. Everyone. So yeah, I can't pick I can't pick just one of those either. And then, what's your most memorable reborn moment? Well, of course, there's the first baby that you get, which is Layla, in my case, because, you know, you really don't know what to expect. You don't know what you're getting. If you've never seen one, never held one, and it's your first one, you just really don't know. So that was pretty memorable. But I think when I went to Utah and I took Micah with me, the reactions that the people gave throughout the airport were just phenomenal. And I remember in particular, when I went to check my baggage, the ladies from behind the counter came out from around the counter. This is the baggage checking, the baggage ladies, or ticket ladies, or whatever you want to call them. They came out from around the counter to come and hold Micah and to take pictures of him and with him. And the people standing in line behind me were also they're passengers, and they were also coming up to take pictures of Micah. They were all just fascinated by this doll that looked so real. And I'm standing in line and I'm telling the people behind me, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to check my bags, but everybody was interested in seeing the baby. So I think that was probably a very memorable reborn moment, the reactions that I got at the airport. So that's it. If you haven't been over to Lulu's channel, at Lulu and Mr. B, they have beautiful babies. It's a wonderful channel. She's so creative. And it's called Strawberry Moon Reborns. And I highly suggest y'all go see. And here's little Erin. She's had a little sponge bath, and she's been nicely powdered. And she's wearing a little onesie. It's white, and it has a little pink teddy bear on the front, outlined in gray. And it says, Teddy Mon Ami. So my friend Teddy. And then she has these little white socks. Let's see if I can get her turn over here. That have these little pink teddy bears on the cuffs that match the teddy bear on her onesie. And there she is, my little Erin. And before I go, I wanted to show y'all, how did I do this? I told Yvonne from having you on that I would do this sometime, and maybe now would be a good time to do it. So I'm going to take y'all down a minute and show you something. Hang on. Whoops, sorry about that. The camera on this is on the side, and I keep forgetting it's not at the top. Let's come over here, and you can see there's Sarah, and she is being entertained, of course, by Kennedy. She absolutely loves Kennedy. Sarah does. And so Kennedy is distracting her and making her laugh. And Presley is up here wanting desperately to brush her hair. She's got her brush in her hand. She wants to make that hair lay down, but it's not going to lay down, is it, guys? So hang on one second. I want to show you something. I thought this would be easier if I laid Presley down. So I laid her down in the crib. So there's Presley laying in the crib. And now I'm going to get Erin, who you just saw me change, and put her beside Presley. Hang on. Okay, so here is Erin. And I laid her down beside Presley. So you could get an idea of the difference in my smallest baby and my largest baby. So there is Presley laying beside Erin. So there you go, Yvonne. That's my biggest and my smallest. All right, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Please go over and do Lulu's tag. And just know we all love you. I love you. Bye-bye.